All right, Happy New Year, guys. We're back in the shop. It's been a good break. We're gonna get back into 34. Just to give you some content, see where we're at with the build. We had some troubles last time we were out with the rack ends bending and snapping. We've talked to Chris, the previous owner of the car, who set the front alignment up, and he's given us a lot of information on how to set this particular setup up. So obviously it's a bit different to what we're used to with an S chassis and putting some toe in and some caster and getting that self-steering going. Looks like in the instructions we've got to set this one pretty much zero or close to it. So we're going to go through that process and show you guys, so at least maybe it's like a little instruction manual for whoever wins the car. They can just come watch this video and see how to set it up in case they're having the same troubles that we had. But like anything, if you're trying to get the best out of it, you're going to have to keep tweaking at it. Sometimes you can get it good out of the box, but that's the level of the game. You just got to keep going hard, keep adjusting it till it's the way Luke wants it, and then it'll just rip for anyone else. All right, so I got the car up on the hoist, pulled the wheel off it. So the damage from the last track day. It didn't snap completely when Luke was driving, it just bent, and then we were trying to get on the trailer, it just finished it off. So in the instructions we're going to be looking for like pretty much zero toe and very low caster. I think the consensus from talking to Chris about it is that when this is pulled forward with caster and then towed out with toe out to get snappy steering in an S chassis, it's putting too much load on the rack end. So we're going to get it up all the way. I'm going to go through the instructions. I'm going to set it up the way that they say to set it up from the manufacturers of the lock kit. We'll see where we're at, and I'll show you on the camera, so then you've got a reference if you do win the car, and if not, it's just been entertainment. So here we go. I've just pulled out the old snapped rack end that we bent at Archie. I've got another spare from the S15 we're going to chuck in. So we'll get that installed up in here. And the first thing we're going to do, so according to the instructions, we're going to set the toe. Now the instructions just tell you how to install obviously the knuckle in the front and the adjustability in getting it installed. So that's already kind of done. It does have torque specs, so all this paperwork will go to the winner. So right now we're going to get the rack hand in. We're going to set the toe. So it says zero toe in the instructions, which could be the problem with our binding issue, is that we were running some toe out. It also says 2 degrees toe in at the front if it's wet. So a little bit weird in conventional terms, but that's how they want to set up, so that's how we're going to do it. So we'll go ahead and get this rack end in, set the toe up. I'll double check the camber with the camber plate. We got the Black Arts toe plates, so once the camber's set, you shouldn't have to touch it, which is this stuff up here. So if you do bend a rack end, you can just get some camber plates, which are easy to get. Set up the toe, and then we'll set up the caster. So according to the instructions, we're going to run a string line underneath the knuckle, and we're going to measure out to the rack, which will give us the setback of the wheel, which will be the caster. So hopefully once we get that sorted, this car should steer the way it should, and we can get Luke on point. See how we go. All right, so I've got the toe sorted now, put the new rack hand in, adjusted it. I spent a little bit more time just pulling the tie rods off just to make sure there was enough thread. Sometimes you get caught out just adjusting it. There's thread there, it seems like there's thread there, and you've really only got 2 threads. You go full lock drifting and it just rips it straight out of the tie rod end. So I spent a bit more time just making sure there was more than enough thread inside the tie rod spaces so that we could get plenty of adjustment either way and not have to worry about that. So I've got the toes sorted now using the Black Arts plates. I've just got some dip pliers just to try and hold it hard up against. So we've got 1940 in there. I can do this with one hand. the joys, one person. And 1940 there. So with zero, so we've got zero toe at the front. If you're going to be real picky, I'd say it would be like 1/2 mil toe out. It does say plus or minus 2, and then toe in if it's wet. It's a bit weird, but got the toe sorted now. So we're going to do the caster, and that'll be it. I'll double check the Ackerman and see where that's at, make sure it's the same both sides, and then that way I've got an adjustment if Luke wants to change the Ackerman, see if that changes the steering feel. All right, so underneath the car, we'll just check the Ackerman. To check the Ackerman, we get in here with a ruler. And we got about 5 mil left. And 5.5 on the right. So we're pretty good for Ackerman. So reading the instructions says the smallest number, the less Ackerman. So pretty easy. The 5 mil is a good starting point, they say. So we'll see how it goes. That's nice and easy to adjust. Just undo the lock nut and you can adjust it nice and easy. So we can see how that feels once we get this base alignment done. So zero toe, and then next we're going to do the caster. All right, so finally the caster. So we've got the string between the bottom of the ball joints, and we're just checking to make sure that the rack is parallel to where the bottom ball joints are in relation. And according to the instructions, we want to take a measurement from here to the center, which is about 60, and we want to get that to 50. So it's got way too much caster in it, according to them. Same one here. It's a bit hard to see, but yeah, it's probably over 60. So we're going to adjust that now, get that sorted out, squared away, down to, it's saying 50 to 55 and start at 50. So we'll take 5 to 10 mils out of both sides, get them even, and that'll get the caster sorted. We should be done. Can't wait to rip it. So once we get it on the floor, next event will be, looks like Friday night drifts on the 14th or 15th of January. We'll take it out there, see how it feels. Hopefully that's got that sorted and we can move forward with actually ripping this thing hard.